The story of a powerful military leader having a sexual affair was all too familiar to Rebecca Sinclair. Her husband, a brigadier general, is currently being tried on charges, including adultery and sexual misconduct.
In an op-ed article in the Washington Post, she writes, "The stress of war has led many service members to engage in tremendously self-destructive behavior." Good morning, Rebecca.
Well, thank you for having me.
First, let me thank you for your service, since you have served alongside your husband for many years for this country. When you first heard about the General Petraeus affair, were you surprised?
It saddened me. It's very hard, and this is very personal in my life right now. But again, I'm here, I want to talk about families and the effect that the war has had on families. I'm not sure if I was surprised, but it's pervasive through all ranks in our military, from junior enlisted to senior. We just seem to see it more now. And the stresses that this 10-year, 11-year open-ended conflict has had on families is tremendous.
What specifically do you want people to know about military families?
I want people to understand, when you marry a soldier, it's an honorable thing, but it's also it's a hard life, and especially these young soldiers that made the choice after 9/11 to join the military. Sometimes you move every 1 to 2 to 3 years. Personally, we have moved 6 times in 11 years. My husband's been home 5 years out of 11 years. Our kids have changed schools 6 times. And because of these stressors and the shortened deployment cycles, there's not time for these families to be families. The soldiers are either deployed, they're redeploying, or they're getting ready to deploy again. And there's really no time to become a family unit.
It's a really important point. I grew up in a military family, but you also make the point, even given all these stresses, that does not excuse the behavior that your husband is accused of in General Petraeus.
Definitely.
Right?
I feel strongly that we need to look at why this could be happening. It doesn't excuse infidelity, and I felt strongly that I wanted to talk about this because military families know that this happens. You can probably count on your hand friends that this has happened to, but until you're in this situation, you don't know what you're going to do.
Leon Panetta just recently said he wants to review the ethics standards. What do you hope, or what do you think should come of that?
Well, I think it's important that we look at all of these situations and take them seriously, because they need to be looked into. What I can say about that is I do think that in my situation, my husband, it was shown last week at trial that the charges that the things he was charged with, several of them were shown, evidence came out, positive evidence that there were hundreds of text messages, hundreds of journal entries that showed it, even as painful as it is to me and hurtful, that it was a consensual affair. And he even took 2 polygraphs, not 1, but 2 polygraphs, and scored a 10
that he passed
on them.
Because you write that he hurt you tremendously, but you're still able, you're saying that you support and believe in him.
Yes.
How were the two of you able, and I know it's not a one-size-fits-all, how were the two of you able to move forward?
Again, this is very public, and most time when this happens, it's a personal issue that you deal with in your personal lives. Ours is not the case, and so we're doing the best that we can do to try to mend our marriage. And we know, I really have faith. We're an Army family, and I have faith that the Army is going to do the right thing, and they're going to see this for what it is, and they're going to drop the charges, and they're going to let us go on with our lives.
Rebecca, thank you very much for sharing your story.